brilliant job getting this whole part.
Thank you. I'd like to take the time to thank everybody for attending this meeting. And about 4 years ago, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. I apologize for a couple technical difficulties. We've been running about full steam, so I'm going to take care of that. But I got our competitors at Timeshareware here. I've got our competitors here with SBI, and also got our competitors here with Merlin. I really want to thank everybody for taking the time and coming in here and listening to what we're rolling out. I want to go ahead and just pull this down. This is Oombaga I want to introduce. The reason why we're here is pretty simple. 4 years ago, I got tired of people coming up trying to say, we're going to connect to your internal PMS system. The problem with this is that they didn't understand our business. They come from hotels. They're not timeshare people. They don't understand lock-offs. They don't understand multiple room inventory. They don't understand kitchens, family rooms. They don't understand us. So when they connect their systems into us, that we're relying on them to plug in, but they just think they can quickly do that, where they leave the burden back on us, the PMS companies. That's how it explains it. We are the plumbing that goes inside of these resorts. If you're going to have a real-time system locked into online inventory that people are going to book, you need to know exactly what's going on with the inventory at the resort. And to work with these different companies to try to make that happen, it's like pulling teeth. And I had an option. I could sit there and I could bill you guys back for our time to build it to get it done. Or I could eat it, but it's an unlimited supply of pain actually to get it to connect. Or I could come up with a whole new concept of how I think the PMS companies should work with the companies that are represented in this room. And my concept here is, as Hal was explained to me, I tracked him down 3 years back. I knew I needed a way to come up with the funds or the brains on figuring out how can we change the revenue model to solve the problems that have been plaguing our industry for 20 years. I truly believe we're 20 years behind time right now on transferring inventory out to the web. The hotels has got a way far head start on us. I mean, if you're going to go online, you're going to go to Kayak, you're going to go to hotels.com, you're going to go Travelocity. Where are you going to go to find us? Rooms? I don't know. I don't think we have a good channel. And especially we found this out in 2008 when the sales engine kind of slowed down in timeshare, and we started running out of money from that engine, which it was always kind of an afterthought here on the PMS system and taking care of the owners, unfortunately. And I think what we need to do is we need to get back to thinking about the owners. I mean, where have we left the owners in this entire thing? I mean, we've left our owners in an 8-week process of paying maintenance fees on bills, coming back and doing quote decisions, making an OGRE decision. We made up the word OGRE as owner, guest, rent, or exchange. And then they turn it over to an exchange company. Well, what happens at the exchange company level? Well, then they have to clean and press it to make sure the person does own it and does take care of that. And then they have to go out there on a different kind of website and book their exchange. I mean, this process needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be one clean process, a 30-minute process for a 1 week of vacation. And I think we need to get back to focusing on that. And what I learned through Hal, what I learned through transactional-based processing, is we can have it all and make a lot of money. A lot of money. And this money isn't by the HOA. There's just a little bit there. There's a little bit of blend in there from third-party vendors. There's restaurants around every one of our properties. I mean, think about who our owners are. Our owners like a good deal. That's why they bought your product. Without our owners, you'd just be a condo on the beach. With our owners, you become a family. You have a group of people. It's like a little democracy they all bought into. They vote. They get to choose their management company. They get to choose what kind of stuff is out there in their property. I mean, that's why they bought this. And, well, the way we fix this is I studied this for a long time, and Delana, what she did is basically took over Triton for the last 3 years. We had programmers that worked on the programming projects. I spent 1 day a week on Triton, 6 days a week on Oombaga. And I looked at it inside, and I knew we all need to go to the mobile device. I mean, this is a simple way to take care of things. And what we needed to do is figure out what would make this process simpler. What is this 8-week process? How can we get it down to like maintenance fees? Well, first of all, we're able to text right now, and you can text your entire owner base with 1 click. They can actually click back in and pay their maintenance fees, and 10 minutes later, it goes straight to the bank account. I mean, we brought one of our PCI compliance experts with Easy Pay here with us, so it just transferred right in, and then with it, from there, we need to go ahead and
create a buyer.
Well, basically, we had to create an identity. I mean, I hear a lot of people talk out here, and they're like, we need a channel to get our inventory out there. So we went ahead and invented a creature. We went ahead and invented an original name. We went ahead and animated the entire process to get out to the American public. And so with this, what we're doing here is, I'm sorry, I'm not used to giving speeches like this. I'll keep it going. What we needed to do is find a way that I could pay programmers to get this done. I mean, I either had to charge you, and you guys had to come up with the money. I mean, these people aren't cheap. They cost $60,000, $90,000, and then we need them ongoing. You know, in our current model, we sell software, and then it kind of goes like this with the market. Try to keep a person employed that's an IT person across this level plane who's going to keep moving on and going through. And the best way is to go ahead and change our revenue stream into a transactional model. And with the transactions, what we did is when we found out that we found $44 per unit interval managed, $44 money per interval managed that wasn't there before. And when you multiply that out, we found $1 billion hole in our industry. And then when we found $1 billion hole in our industry, I'm like, that's plenty of money for all of us. I mean, Hal's in here, and he's explained to us how Oombaga could take that whole hole and we could just dominate. But people in this room, and they're my friends. I mean, Buzz, we go way back, going through all this different stuff. I mean, Dale, you're my #1 client. I always say that. You know, I'm always your date at prom. I've been your date. How many years is that now? Many years. I mean, my wife and I mean, you guys are my friends. Timo, I mean, you sent people down to my booth and straightened my sign. It was that 13 years ago with a ladder. You're my friend. And you told me, I go, well, why would you do that? You're my competitor. And you said there's plenty of room out here. We need competition. We need to give people choices. I mean, I felt like a student at that point when you were talking to me. In fact, we followed your model. We respect the heck out of you guys. And Delana and I are just working hard down in Sarasota. We think we got a good product. I work day and night on it. I'm sure you do the same up there. I'm sure the guys at SBI in here do the same thing too. I mean, it seems like though we get caught up in this competition, and we're not thinking about the entire pie. We're not thinking about the owners. So I think that there's a way that maybe the exchange companies, Interval and RCI and Dial Exchange, that we all can kind of work together. We got to solve this. I mean, when it takes 10 minutes to go out there on Kayak and book something, and we're selling a product that takes 8 weeks to get 1 week of a return, we need to all stop, reevaluate what the product is we're doing, and reevaluate our customers who are very, very loyal. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a second and introduce Delana. I want to show what we got. What we did is I graduated the University of Dayton, and I'm an alum, and I went back to school, and I went back and I went to found out there's a giant research institute that does the Department of Defense, and I found out that they have unlimited programmers that are on a work to school basis. They have a lot of different options here and getting this work done at a rate that's offshore, but it's in the Midwest and creates American jobs. And so what I wanted to do is we gave them a shot, and they actually I went to one of the exchange companies, and they talked about, well, we kind of want an exclusive if we actually funded this project. And I looked at that and I said, if I got an exclusive, I'll lose half the industry. So then I go back to Dr. Curran here, and I said, do I want to give up half the industry and get that kind of funding? I talked to Hal, and he goes, well, we got your back. And the university had our back on talent. So they got this whole work to school program that Kevin's going to talk about. We're going to introduce the concept of UD here. But we were able to do a non-exclusive. Means that we want to be like, you know that movie theater where you pull your car in and it turns into a garage sale every Sunday? It's Pegasus. It's called a switch. It's everybody can plug into this thing. And the hotel industry's had it for years. We're just been missing it. So what we'd like to do is be Pegasus in the middle. What we'd like to do at Triton is we'd like to go after straight condos. We don't want to go after the same people. We want to work with people at timeshare where we want to work with people at SBI. We just think it's healthy. We will take our sales engine and what we do now, and let's focus on condos. Let's bring new blood into this industry. Let's grow the pie.